If I choose you, I'll be leaving behind the world I've built, the familiar faces, and the life I've always known. But for you, I'm willing to walk away because nothing feels as right as being with you. Every time I think about what it would take to be with you, it scares me. But the thought of not being with you is even more terrifying. I'm ready to risk it all, even if it means leaving everything behind. The sacrifices I would have to make to be with you are enormous. I'd be giving up the life I thought I wanted, but when I look at you, I realize you're the one thing I can't afford to lose. It's not just a decision to be with you, it's a transformation. I'd have to walk away from everything I know, but I'm prepared to do it, because nothing else compares to the thought of a future with you. For us to be together, I'd need to leave behind the comfort and security I've built. But no amount of comfort can replace the fire I feel for you. I'm ready to leave it all behind for a chance at forever with you. I know what's at stake. To be with you means I'd have to say goodbye to my past. But for the first time in my life, I'm not afraid of the unknown. I'm afraid of losing you. Being with you means starting over, rewriting my life's script. I'm scared, but the thought of being without you scares me even more. You're worth every risk, every sacrifice. I would have to give up so much for us to be together. Everything I've ever known, everyone I've ever loved. But none of it feels as real as you do. For you, I'd walk away from it all. It's not just about leaving my life behind. It's about choosing a new life with you. The decision is hard, but being without you is harder. I'm ready to leap if you're ready to catch me. I can't pretend this isn't a difficult decision, but when I imagine my future without you, it feels empty. I'd rather face the unknown with you than stay in the familiar without you. I'm standing at a crossroads, and one path leads to you. I know it means leaving everything behind, but the only thing that feels right is walking towards you, no matter the cost. The weight of my decision is heavy. To be with you, I'd have to leave behind everything I've built. But I'm willing to do it because you are the only one who makes everything else feel insignificant. The sacrifices are great, but what I feel for you is even greater. I would leave behind the life I know for a future with you, because I've never felt as alive as I do when I'm with you. Leaving everything behind isn't easy, but staying without you would be unbearable. For us to be together, I'll sacrifice it all, because you are the only one who makes it all worth it. I would need to leave my past behind, but you make me believe in a future that's brighter than anything I've ever known. For you, I'll take that leap, because nothing feels more certain than us. The life I know, the people I've loved, they've shaped me into who I am. But for you, I'm ready to become someone new, because you are the one thing in my life that feels undeniable. Choosing you means leaving behind everything I've built, but it also means building something new, something extraordinary. For us to be together, I'm willing to let go of my past for a chance at forever with you. There's no easy path ahead. To be with you, I'd need to leave behind the life I've known, but the thought of a life without you feels impossible. I'm ready to walk away from everything as long as I'm walking towards you. For us to be together, I'd need to leave behind the safety and familiarity of my current life. But nothing about you feels unsafe. Everything about you feels like home. The decision to leave everything behind is overwhelming. But then I look at you, and I realize that leaving everything is nothing compared to what I would gain by being with you. For us to be together, I'd have to say goodbye to the life I've always known. But with you, I see a life that's fuller, richer, and more beautiful than anything I could ever imagine. Every choice I've made has led me to this moment. To be with you, I'll have to leave it all behind. But for you, I'll take the risk because you make everything else fade into the background. If I choose you, I'm leaving behind my entire world. But when I'm with you, I realize you are my world. I'm ready to let go of everything, as long as I'm holding on to you. The road to you is paved with sacrifice. I would need to walk away from everything I've built. But no dream, no achievement, no memory compares to what I feel when I'm with you. For us to be together, it would require me to let go of everything familiar. But you're the one thing I'm not willing to let go of. You're worth every sacrifice. I'm standing at a point of no return. To choose you, I'd have to leave behind my entire life. But if my life doesn't include you, then it's not a life I want. For us to be together, I'd need to leave behind everything that's familiar, but no part of me is hesitating. You are the one person who makes me want to step into the unknown, just to be by your side. It's not just about leaving things behind. It's about choosing something new, something that feels like it could change my entire world. And that something is you. The weight of this decision is heavy, but so is the love I feel for you. I would leave it all behind without a second thought if it meant I could build a new life with you. For us to be together, I'd need to sacrifice the life I thought I wanted. But when I think about you, I realize that you're the life I truly need. Leaving everything behind to be with you isn't a choice, it's a calling. You are the future I never knew I needed, and now nothing else matters. If being with you means leaving behind everything I've known, then I'm ready to pack my bags, because a life without you is no life at all. For us to be together, I'll have to let go of all the things I've clung to. But in your arms, I find something far more precious, something worth every sacrifice. There's a life I've built, but it pales in comparison to what we could build together. For you, I'd leave it all behind and start over, just to be with you. To be with you, I'd need to turn my back on everything familiar. But you, more than anything, make me want to turn towards a future that's full of possibilities and love. Walking away from my past isn't easy, but walking away from you would be unbearable. For us to be together, I'd sacrifice it all because no one else makes me feel the way you do. It's hard to think about all that I'd have to leave behind for us to be together. But when I think about losing you, the choice becomes clear. I'd give it all up for you. For us to be together, I'd need to abandon the life I thought was mine. But the truth is, I belong with you. Nothing else matters if we're not together. The sacrifices I'd need to make to be with you are enormous, but they pale in comparison to the love I have for you. I'm ready to leave everything behind if it means I can have you. For us to be together, I'd have to let go of my old life. But for you, I'd do it in a heartbeat. Because the only thing that feels right is being with you. Everything I've built, every relationship, every memory, I'd walk away from it all if it meant we could be together. You are my future, and nothing else compares. For us to be together, I'd need to leave behind everything I thought mattered. But now I realize the only thing that truly matters is you. The thought of leaving everything behind is overwhelming, but the thought of being without you is unbearable. I'm ready to take the leap, because with you, I feel unstoppable. For us to be together, I'd have to sacrifice the comfort and security of my past. But for you, I'm willing to embrace the uncertainty because you are my certainty. Leaving everything behind would be hard, but living without you would be harder. You're the one person who makes me feel like anything is possible, and for you, I'd risk it all. The life I've built seems so small compared to the life I could have with you. I'm ready to leave it all behind because being with you feels like the only thing that truly matters. For us to be together, I'd have to let go of the world I've known. But the world feels so much bigger with you in it. I'm ready to start a new chapter with you. The sacrifices are real, but so is the love I feel for you. I'd leave it all behind in a second if it meant I could spend my life with you. To be with you, I'd need to say goodbye to everything I've ever known. But when I'm with you, nothing else seems important. I'm ready to walk away from it all for you. I never imagined I'd be willing to leave everything behind for someone. But you're not just someone. You're the one. And for you, I'd sacrifice it all. For us to be together, I'd have to let go of the life I've known. But you make me believe in a future that's brighter, fuller, and more beautiful than anything I've ever experienced. I'd have to leave behind so much to be with you, but nothing I'd leave behind compares to the joy I feel when I'm with you. For you, I'd make any sacrifice. The thought of leaving everything behind for us is daunting, but the thought of losing you is even more frightening. I'm ready to take the risk because you're worth every moment of uncertainty. For us to be together, I'd need to walk away from everything I've ever known. But I'd walk away without hesitation because nothing compares to the love I feel for you. Leaving everything behind for you isn't just a choice, it's a necessity. I can't imagine my future without you in it, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make that future a reality.